Whoops. Hello, Radio 103, around the circle, standing by.
You better take my way.
She wasn't nice, and you think I'm going to change? I'm not changing, including with her. Go ahead.
Bob Dole said you should apologize.
Bob Dole is a fan of mine. Bob Dole endorsed me. So don't tell me about Bob Dole.
I think you've set a new bar today for being contentious with the press corps, kind of calling us losers to our faces and all that.
No, not all of you, just many of you.
Enough of us. Is this what,
not you, David?
Is this what it's going to be like covering you and your president?
Yeah, it is. Let me tell you something. I'm a person. Okay, yeah, it is going to be like this, David. When I raise 5.6 million as of today, more is coming in, and this is going to phenomenal groups, and I have many of these people vetting the people that are getting the money and working hard, and then we have to read probably libelous stories, or certainly close, in the newspapers, and the people know the stories are false. I'm going to continue to attack the press. Look, I find the press to be extremely dishonest. I find the political press to be unbelievably dishonest. I will say that.
Don't let it happen again.
I won't get down in the mud with them. I won't play politics with national security or dishonor the memory of those who we lost.
The fact is, we had 4 dead Americans. What difference does it make?
And so I'm going to do what I've always done.
And I think, what we've learned here is, well, nothing.
I will reiterate, because it's a fact, nothing I sent or received was marked classified.
Give me some time, I'll come up with a plan.
Just don't tell him the truth.
They can't know the truth. The truth, you see, is bad. I will be branded with this mistake for the rest of my life.
Play politics with national security or dishonor the memory of those who we lost.
In the aftermath, what became clear was that the security was lax, that not all the precautions that needed to be taken were taken.
Also developed evidence that the security culture of the State Department was generally lacking in the kind of care for classified information that's found elsewhere in the U.S. government.
And now more than ever, we need you to keep holding leaders and candidates accountable.
It was you!
Don't let it happen again.
Jane, you ignorant slut. Jane, you ignorant slut. Jane, you ignorant slut. Jane, you ignorant slut.
And now more than ever, we need you to keep holding leaders and candidates accountable.
They may smile at you on the street, but that doesn't mean they like you.
And during these past 18 months, people across our country have described to me how hard it's been to get back on their feet in an economy that is still not working the way we all want to see it. So as bad as things became, 9 million jobs lost, 5 million homes lost, $13 trillion in family wealth wiped out. As bad as it was, there's no telling how far down we would have gone without his leadership. And in my first 100 days, I'm going to introduce legislation for comprehensive immigration reform with a path to citizenship.
La mujer migrante, al menos la que pasa por aquí, por esta región, en el 80% va a ser violada. Entonces, al menos se va protegiendo para no quedar embarazada.
And of course, I hope you will compare what I'm proposing to what my opponent is talking about.
Are you saying I'm stupid? Do I look stupid to you?
Now, here's one measure that you could use for that comparison. An independent economist recently calculated that if my agenda for jobs and growth is put into place, our economy would create at least 10.4 million jobs within 4 years. We actually think it could be more than that.
I have been in outhouses that didn't stink that bad.
Now, this economist also ran the numbers on Donald Trump, including his disastrous and inhumane plan to round up and deport millions of hardworking immigrants.
You lied to the colony. You lied to me.
The result, according to Mark Zandi, who was the economic advisor to John McCain during his 2008 run for the presidency, the result of Trump's plans would be a lengthy recession with 3.4 million jobs lost. So as bad as things became, 9 million jobs lost, 5 million homes lost, $13 trillion in family wealth wiped out. As bad as it was, there's no telling how far down we would have gone without his leadership. Now, of course, Donald Trump's problems go far beyond economics. At every turn, he stokes division and resentment. He says horrible things about one group of Americans after another.
The fact is, we had 4 dead Americans. What difference at this point does it make?
Anything to encourage more illegal immigration into this country.
Look, I voted numerous times when I was a senator to spend money to build a barrier to try to prevent illegal immigrants from coming in.
You know, secure our borders with technology, personnel, physical barriers if necessary. We need to have tougher employer sanctions.
He's hearkening back to the most shameful chapters of our history and appealing to the ugliest impulses of our society. You know the list, you've reported on it. He started this campaign by describing Mexican immigrants as criminals and rapists.
La mujer migrante, al menos la que pasa por aquí, por esta región, en el 80% va a ser violada. Entonces, al menos se va protegiendo para no quedar embarazada.
He talks about banning Muslims from coming to the United States built on religious freedom. And yes, he also talks about curtailing press freedom as well. We need to stand up as a country. And now more than ever, we need you to keep holding leaders and candidates accountable.
Don't tell me a story. Just take responsibility.
Everyone, Republican, Democrat, and Independent, needs to stand up and speak out. It's when you take a stand, when you denounce injustice. So I hope you'll keep calling it like you see it. Keep holding all of us accountable.
It was you!
this is a pattern we've seen for the last year. People who run against Donald Trump tend to go crazy by the end. And professional politicians, when they lose to Trump, don't understand why it's happening. They honestly, and I mean this with real empathy, actually. Hillary Clinton doesn't understand why anyone would vote for Donald Trump. She sincerely doesn't, because she doesn't understand voters very well. And so it's driving her crazy when she says, why am I not 50 points ahead? She means it. That's the most authentic thing she has said all year.
Right. Now, having said all this, why aren't I 50 points ahead, you might ask?
They may smile at you on the street, but that doesn't mean they like you.
Well, the choice for working families has never been clearer. I need your help to get Donald Trump's record out to everybody.
I have been in outhouses that didn't stink that bad.
Nobody should be fooled.
Are you saying I'm stupid? Do I look stupid to you?
He proudly declared himself 100% right to work. Let's not lose sight of the real pain that many Americans are feeling because the economy has left them behind. He even hired a union-busting firm to break up an organizing campaign at his hotel in Las Vegas, where you are right now. And he built up his wealth by stiffing small businesses and contractors. That goes against everything we stand for as a country. And so I'm going to do what I've always done. I made it a practice to send emails that were work-related to people on their government accounts. I did not primarily conduct business on email. And I made it a practice.
I did not primarily conduct business on email. And I made it a practice. I did not. And I made it a practice. I did not primarily conduct business on email. And I made it a practice.
And now more than ever, we need you to keep holding leaders and candidates accountable.
It was you! Guess what? You just lost.
I hate seeing President Obama today saying that Iran has violated our agreement. I mean, what did he think? He's now complaining about Iran violating the agreement. What the hell did he think? He's like a baby. He's like a baby. Now, can you imagine? I mean, what the agreement's 2 seconds old. This guy, the ink isn't even dry. Today, I hear Obama is very unhappy with Iran because he feels that they haven't lived up to the spirit of the agreement. What the hell did he think was going to happen? They defaulted on day one. I mean, they were doing things on day one, and everyone was telling him, he said, that can't be possible. That's the way life works. These are vicious people. The saddest part of that deal is so much of this money is already gone. Just gone. $150 billion right out the tubes. And what do we get? We got nothing. We got nothing. They got the money, and the prisoners should have been released years ago before we started negotiating. You cannot obtain legal status or become a citizen of the United States by illegally entering our country. Can't do it. Now that you've heard about Hillary Clinton's plan, about which she has not answered a single question, let me tell you about my plan. And you notice all the time for weeks and weeks they're debating my plan, debating it, talking about it. What about this? What about that? They never even mention her plan on immigration because she doesn't want to get into the quagmire. It's a tough one. She doesn't know what she's doing except open borders and let everybody come in and destroy our country, by the way. While Hillary Clinton meets only with donors and lobbyists, my plan was crafted with the input from federal immigration officers, very great people, among the top immigration experts anywhere in this country who represent workers, not corporations. Very important to us. I also worked with lawmakers who've led on this issue on behalf of American citizens for many years. And most importantly, I've met with the people directly impacted by these policies. So important. Number one, are you ready? Are you ready? We will build a great wall along the southern border. And Mexico will pay for the wall. Remember. %100%. They don't know it yet, but they're going to pay for the wall. And they're great people and great leaders, but they're going to pay for the wall. On day one, we will begin working on an impenetrable, physical, tall, powerful, beautiful southern border wall. We will use the best technology, including above and below ground sensors, that's the tunnels. Remember that, above and below. Above and below ground sensors, towers, aerial surveillance, and manpower to supplement the wall, find and dislocate tunnels, and keep out criminal cartels. And Mexico, you know that, will work with us. I really believe it. Mexico will work with us. I absolutely believe it. And especially after meeting with their wonderful, wonderful president today, I really believe they want to solve this problem along with us, and I'm sure they will. Number two, we are going to end catch and release. We catch them? Oh, go ahead. We catch them? Go ahead. Under my administration, anyone who illegally crosses the border will be detained until they are removed out of our country and back to the country from which they came. And they'll be brought great distances. We're not dropping them right across. They learned that. President Eisenhower, they'd drop them across, right across, and they'd come back and across. Then when they flew them to a long distance, all of a sudden that was the end. We will take them great distances, but we will take them to the country where they came from, okay? Number three, this is the one I think it's so great. It's hard to believe people don't even talk about it. Zero tolerance for criminal aliens. Zero. They don't come in here. They don't come in here. According to federal data, there are at least 2 million, think of it, criminal aliens now inside of our country. 2 million people, criminal aliens. We will begin moving them out day one, as soon as I take office, day one, in joint operation with local, state, and federal law enforcement. Now, just so you understand, the police, who we all respect, say hello to the police. Boy, they don't get the credit they deserve, I can tell you. They're great people. But the police and law enforcement, they know who these people are. They live with these people. They get mocked by these people. They can't do anything about these people, and they want to. They know who these people are. Day one, my first hour in office, those people are gone. And you can call it deported if you want. The press doesn't like that term. You can call it whatever the hell you want. They're gone. Beyond the 2 million. And there are vast numbers of additional criminal, illegal immigrants who have fled. But their days have run out in this country. The crime will stop. They're going to be gone. It will be over. They're going out fast. Moving forward, we will issue detainers for illegal. Who are arrested for any crime whatsoever, and they will be placed into immediate removal proceedings if we even have to do that. We will terminate the Obama administration's deadly, and it is deadly, non-enforcement policies that allow thousands of criminal aliens to freely roam our streets, walk around, do whatever they want to do, crime all over the place. That's over. That's over, folks. That's over. Since 2013 alone, the Obama administration has allowed 300,000 criminal aliens to return back into United States communities. These are individuals encountered or identified by ICE, but who were not detained or processed for deportation because it wouldn't have been politically correct. My plan also includes cooperating closely with local jurisdictions to remove criminal aliens immediately. We will restore the highly successful Secure Communities program, good program. We will expand and revitalize the popular 287G partnerships, which will help to identify hundreds of thousands of deportable aliens in local jails that we don't even know about. Both of these programs have been recklessly gutted by this administration, and those were programs that worked. This is yet one more area where we are headed in a totally opposite direction. There's no common sense, there's no brain power in our administration by our leader or our leaders. None, none, none. On my first day in office, I am also going to ask Congress to pass Kate's Law, named for Kate Steinle, to ensure that criminal aliens convicted of illegal reentry receive strong, mandatory minimum sentences. Strong. And then we get them out. Another reform I'm proposing is the passage of legislation named for Detective Michael Davis and Deputy Sheriff Danny Oliver, two law enforcement officers recently killed by a previously deported illegal immigrant. The Davis-Oliver bill will enhance cooperation with state and local authorities to ensure that criminal immigrants and terrorists are swiftly, really swiftly, identified and removed. And they will go fast. Believe me, they're going to go fast. We are going to triple the number of ICE deportation officers. Within ICE, I am going to create a new special deportation task force focused on identifying and quickly removing the most dangerous criminal illegal immigrants in America who have evaded justice, just like Hillary Clinton has evaded justice, okay? Maybe they'll be able to deport her. The local police, who know every one of these criminals, and they know each and every one by name, by crime, where they live, they will work so fast, and our local police will be so happy that they don't have to be abused by these thugs anymore. There's no great mystery to it. They've put up with it for years. And now, finally, we will turn the tables, and law enforcement and our police will be allowed to clear up this dangerous and threatening mess. We're also going to hire 5,000 more Border Patrol agents who gave me their endorsement, 16,500 gave me their endorsement, and put more of them on the border instead of behind desks, which is good. We will expand the number of Border Patrol stations significantly. I've had a chance to spend time with these incredible law enforcement officers, and I want to take a moment to thank them. What they do is incredible. And getting their endorsement means so much to me. More to me, really, than I can say. Means so much. First time they've ever endorsed a presidential candidate. Number 4, block funding for sanctuary cities. We blocked the funding. No more funding. We will end the sanctuary cities that have resulted in so many needless deaths. Cities that refuse to cooperate with federal authorities will not receive taxpayer dollars, and we will work with Congress to pass legislation to protect those jurisdictions that do assist federal authorities. Number 5, cancel unconstitutional executive orders and enforce all immigration laws. We will immediately terminate President Obama's 2 illegal executive amnesties in which he defied federal law and the Constitution to give amnesty to approximately 5 million illegal immigrants. 5 million. And how about all of the millions that are waiting online, going through the process legally? So unfair. Hillary Clinton has pledged to keep both of these illegal amnesty programs, including the 2014 amnesty, which has been blocked by the United States Supreme Court. Great. Clinton has also pledged to add a 3rd executive amnesty. And by the way, folks, she will be a disaster for our country, a disaster. In so many other ways. And don't forget the Supreme Court of the United States. Don't forget that when you go to vote on November 8th. And don't forget your Second Amendment. And don't forget the repeal and replacement of Obamacare. And don't forget building up our depleted military. And don't forget taking care of our vets. Don't forget our vets. They have been forgotten. Clinton's plan would trigger a constitutional crisis unlike almost anything we have ever seen before. In effect, she would be abolishing the lawmaking powers of Congress in order to write her own laws from the Oval Office. And you see what bad judgment she has. She has seriously bad judgment. Can you imagine? In a Trump administration, all immigration laws will be enforced. Will be enforced. As with any law enforcement activity, we will set priorities. But unlike this administration, no one will be immune or exempt from enforcement. And ICE and Border Patrol officers will be allowed to do their jobs the way their jobs are supposed to be done. Anyone who has entered the United States illegally is subject to deportation. That is what it means to have laws and to have a country. Otherwise, we don't have a country. Our enforcement priorities will include removing criminals, gang members, security threats, visa overstays, public charges, that is, those relying on public welfare or straining the safety net, along with millions of recent illegal arrivals and overstays who've come here under this current corrupt administration. Number 6, we are going to suspend the issuance of visas to any place where adequate screening cannot occur. According to data provided by the Senate Subcommittee on Immigration and the National Interest, between 9/11 and the end of 2014, at least 380 foreign-born individuals were convicted in terror cases inside the United States. And even right now, the largest number of people are under investigation for exactly this that we've ever had in the history of our country. Our country is a mess. We don't even know what to look for anymore, folks. Our country has to straighten out, and we have to straighten out fast. The number is likely higher, but the administration refuses to provide this information even to Congress. As soon as I enter office, I am going to ask the Department of State, which has been brutalized by Hillary Clinton, brutalized, Homeland Security, and the Department of Justice to begin a comprehensive review of these cases in order to develop a list of regions and countries from which immigration must be suspended until proven and effective vetting mechanisms can be put in place. I call it extreme vetting, right? Extreme vetting. I want extreme. It's going to be so tough. And if somebody comes in, that's fine, but they're going to be good. It's extreme. And if people don't like it, we got to have a country, folks. Got to have a country. Countries from which immigration will be suspended would include places like Syria and Libya. And we are going to stop the tens of thousands of people coming in from Syria. We have no idea who they are, where they come from. There's no documentation. There's no paperwork. It's going to end badly, folks. It's going to end very, very badly. For the price of resettling one refugee in the United States, 12 could be resettled in a safe zone in their home region, which I agree with 100%. We have to build safe zones, and we'll get the money from the Gulf states. We don't want to put up the money. We owe almost $20 trillion. Double since Obama took office, our national debt. But we will get the money from Gulf states and others. We'll supervise it. We'll build safe zones, which is something that I think all of us want to see. Another reform involves new screening tests for all applicants that include, and this is so important, especially if you get the right people, and we will get the right people, an ideological certification to make sure that those we are admitting to our country share our values and love our people. Thank you. We're very proud of our country, aren't we? Really? With all it's going through, we're very proud of our country. For instance, in the last 5 years, we've admitted nearly 100,000 immigrants from Iraq and Afghanistan. In these two countries, according to Pew Research, a majority of residents say that the barbaric practice of honor killings against women are often or sometimes justified. That's what they say. That's what they say. They're justified, right? And we're admitting them to our country. Applicants will be asked for their views about honor killings, about respect for women and gays and minorities, attitudes on radical Islam, which our president refuses to say, and many other topics as part of this vetting procedure. And if we have the right people doing it, believe me, very, very few will slip through the cracks. Hopefully, none. Number 7, we will ensure that other countries take their people back when we order them deported. There are at least 23 countries that refuse to take their people back after they've been ordered to leave the United States, including large numbers of violent criminals. They won't take them back, so we say, okay, we'll keep them. Not going to happen with me, folks. Not going to happen with me. Due to a Supreme Court decision, if these violent offenders cannot be sent home, our law enforcement officers have to release them into your communities. And by the way, the results are horrific, horrific. There are often terrible consequences, such as Casey Chadwick's tragic death in Connecticut just last year. Yet, despite the existence of a law that commands the Secretary of State to stop issuing visas to these countries, Secretary Hillary Clinton ignored this law and refused to use this powerful tool to bring nations into compliance, and they would comply if we would act properly. In other words, if we had leaders that knew what they were doing, which we don't. The result of her misconduct was the release of thousands and thousands of dangerous criminal aliens who should have been sent home to their countries. Instead, we have them all over the place. Probably a couple in this room, as a matter of fact. But I hope not. According to a report from the Boston Globe, from the year 2008 through 2014, nearly 13,000 criminal aliens were released back into U.S. communities because their home countries would not, under any circumstances, take them back. Hard to believe. With the power we have, hard to believe. We're like the big bully that keeps getting beat up. Do you ever see that? The big bully that keeps getting beat up. These 13,000 releases occurred on Hillary Clinton's watch. She had the power and the duty to stop it cold, and she decided she would not do it. And Arizona knows better than most exactly what I'm talking about. Those released include individuals convicted of killings, sexual assaults, and some of the most heinous crimes imaginable. The Boston Globe writes that a Globe review of 323 criminals released in New England from 2008 to 2012 found that as many as 30% committed new offenses, including rape, attempted murder, and child molestation. We take them. We take them. Number 8. We will finally complete the biometric entry-exit visa tracking system, which we need desperately. For years, Congress has required biometric entry-exit visa tracking systems, but it has never been completed. The politicians are all talk, no action, never happens, never happens. Hillary Clinton, all talk. Unfortunately, when there is action, it's always the wrong decision. Do you ever notice? In my administration, we will ensure that this system is in place. And I will tell you, it will be on land, it will be on sea, it will be in air. We will have a proper tracking system. Approximately half of new illegal immigrants came on temporary visas and then never, ever left. Why should they? Nobody's telling them to leave. Stay as long as you want. We'll take care of you. Beyond violating our laws, visa overstays pose, and they really are a big problem, pose a substantial threat to national security. The 9/11 Commission said that this tracking system should be a high priority and would have assisted law enforcement and intelligence officials in August and September 2001 in conducting a search for 2 of the 9/11 hijackers that were in the United States on expired visas. And you know what that would have meant. What that could have meant. Wouldn't that have been wonderful, right? What that could have meant. Last year alone, nearly 500,000 individuals overstayed their temporary visas. Removing visa overstays will be a top priority of my administration. If people around the world believe they can just come on a temporary visa and never, ever leave, the Obama-Clinton policy, that's what it is, then we have a completely open border and we no longer have a country. We must send a message that visa expiration dates will be strongly enforced. Number 9, we will turn off the jobs and benefits magnet. We will ensure that E-Verify is used to the fullest extent possible under existing law, and we will work with Congress to strengthen and expand its use across the country. Immigration law doesn't exist for the purpose of keeping criminals out. It exists to protect all aspects of American life: the work site, the welfare office, the education system, and everything else. That is why immigration limits are established in the first place. If we only enforce the laws against crime, then we have an open border to the entire world. We will enforce all of our immigration laws. And the same goes for government benefits. The Center for Immigration Studies estimates that 62% of households headed by illegal immigrants use some form of cash or non-cash welfare programs like food stamps or housing assistance. Tremendous costs, by the way, to our country, tremendous costs. This directly violates the federal public charge law designed to protect the United States Treasury. Those who abuse our welfare system will be priorities for immediate removal. Number 10, we will reform legal immigration to serve the best interests of America and its workers, the forgotten people, workers. We're going to take care of our workers. And by the way, we're going to make great trade deals. We're going to renegotiate trade deals. We're going to bring our jobs back home. We're going to bring our jobs back home. We have the most incompetently worked trade deals ever negotiated, probably in the history of the world. And that starts with NAFTA. And now they want to go TPP, one of the great disasters. We're going to bring our jobs back home. And if companies want to leave Arizona, and if they want to leave other states, there's going to be a lot of trouble for them. It's not going to be so easy. There will be consequence. Remember that. There will be consequence. They're not going to be leaving, go to another country, make the product, sell it into the United States, and all we end up with is no taxes and total unemployment. It's not going to happen. There will be consequences. We've admitted 59 million immigrants to the United States between 1965 and 2015. Many of these arrivals have greatly enriched our country, so true. But we now have an obligation to them and to their children to control future immigration, as we have following, if you think, previous immigration waves. We've had some big waves, and tremendously positive things have happened. Incredible things have happened. To ensure assimilation, we want to ensure that it works. Assimilation, an important word. Integration and upward mobility. Within just a few years, immigration as a share of national population is set to break all historical records. The time has come for a new immigration commission to develop a new set of reforms to our legal immigration system in order to achieve the following goals: to keep immigration levels measured by population share within historical norms, to select immigrants based on their likelihood of success in U.S. society and their ability to be financially self-sufficient. We take anybody. Come on in, anybody. Just come on in. Not anymore. You know, folks, it's called a two-way street. It is a two-way street, right? We need a system that serves our needs, not the needs of others. Remember, under a Trump administration, it's called America First. Remember that. To choose immigrants based on merit, skill, and proficiency. Doesn't that sound nice? And to establish new immigration controls, to boost wages, and to ensure that open jobs are offered to American workers first, and that in particular African American and Latino workers who are being shut out in this process so unfairly. And Hillary Clinton is going to do nothing for the African American worker, the Latino worker. She's going to do nothing. Give me your vote, she says, on November 8th. And then she'll say, so long, see you in 4 years. That's what it is. She is going to do nothing. And just look at the past. She's done nothing. She's been there for 35 years. She's done nothing. And I say, what do you have to lose? Choose me. Watch how good we're going to do together. Watch. You watch. We want people to come into our country, but they have to come into our country legally and properly vetted and in a manner that serves the national interest. We've been living under outdated immigration rules from decades ago. They're decades and decades old. To avoid this happening in the future, I believe we should sunset our visa laws so that Congress is forced to periodically revise and revisit them to bring them up to date. They're archaic, they're ancient. We wouldn't put our entire federal budget on autopilot for decades, so why should we do the same for the very, very complex subject of immigration? So let's now talk about the big picture. These 10 steps, if rigorously followed and enforced, will accomplish more in a matter of months than our politicians have accomplished on this issue in the last 50 years. It's what's going to happen, folks. Because I am proudly not a politician, because I am not beholden to any special interest, I've spent a lot of money on my campaign, I'll tell you. I write those checks. Nobody owns Trump. I will get this done for you and for your family. We'll do it right. You'll be proud of our country again. We'll do it right. We will accomplish all of the steps outlined above And when we do, peace and law and justice and prosperity will prevail. Crime will go down. Border crossings will plummet. Gangs will disappear, and the gangs are all over the place. And welfare use will decrease. We will have a peace dividend to spend on rebuilding America, beginning with our American inner cities. We're going to rebuild them for once and for all. For those here illegally today who are seeking legal status, they will have one route and one route only: to return home and apply for re-entry like everybody else under the rules of the new legal immigration system that I have outlined above. Those who have left to seek entry, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Those who have left to seek entry under this new system, and it will be an efficient system, will not be awarded surplus visas, but will have to apply for entry under the immigration caps or limits that will be established in the future. We will break the cycle of amnesty and illegal immigration. We will break the cycle. There will be no amnesty. Our message to the world will be this: you cannot obtain legal status or become a citizen of the United States by illegally entering our country. Can't do it. This declaration alone will help stop the crisis of illegal crossings and illegal overstays, very importantly. People will know that you can't just smuggle in, hunker down, and wait to be legalized. Not going to work that way. Those days are over. Importantly, in several years, when we have accomplished all of our enforcement and deportation goals and truly ended illegal immigration for good, including the construction of a great wall which we will have built in record time and at a reasonable cost, which you never hear from the government, and the establishment of our new lawful immigration system, then and only then will we be in a position to consider the appropriate disposition of those individuals who remain. That discussion can take place only in an atmosphere in which illegal immigration is a memory of the past, no longer with us, allowing us to weigh the different options available based on the new circumstances at the time. Right now, however, we are in the middle of a jobs crisis, a border crisis, and a terrorism crisis like never before. All energies of the federal government and the legislative process must now be focused on immigration security. That is the only conversation we should be having at this time. Immigration security. Cut it off. Whether it's dangerous materials being smuggled across the border, terrorists entering on visas, or Americans losing their jobs to foreign workers, these are the problems we must now focus on fixing. And the media needs to begin demanding to hear Hillary Clinton's answer on how her policies will affect Americans and their security. These are matters of life and death for our country and its people, and we deserve answers from Hillary Clinton. And you notice she doesn't answer. She didn't go to Louisiana. She didn't go to Mexico. She was invited. She doesn't have the strength or the stamina to make America great again. Believe me. What we do know, despite the lack of media curiosity, is that Hillary Clinton promises a radical amnesty combined with a radical reduction in immigration enforcement. Just ask the Border Patrol about Hillary Clinton. You won't like what you're hearing. The result will be millions more illegal immigrants, thousands of more violent, horrible crimes, and total chaos and lawlessness. That's what's going to happen as sure as you're standing there. This election, and I believe this, is our last chance to secure the border, stop illegal immigration, and reform our laws to make your life better. I really believe this is it. This is our last time. November 8th. November 8th. You got to get out and vote on November 8th. It's our last chance. It's our last chance. And that includes Supreme Court justices and Second Amendment. Remember that. So I want to remind everyone what we're fighting for and who we are fighting for. I am going to ask, these are really special people that I've gotten to know. I'm going to ask all of the angel moms to come join me on the stage right now. These are amazing women. These are amazing people. I've become friends with so many, but Jameel Shaw, incredible guy, lost his son so violently. Say just a few words about your child.
Ronald da Silva was murdered April 27, 2002 by an illegal alien who had been previously deported. And what makes me so outrageous is that we came here legally. Thank you, Mr. Trump. I totally support you. You have my vote.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
God bless you.
You know what? Name your child and come right by. Go ahead.
Laura Wilkerson, and my son was Joshua Wilkerson. He was murdered by an illegal in 2010, and I personally support Mr. Trump for our next president.
My name is Ruth Johnston Martin. My husband was shot by an illegal alien. He fought the good fight, but he took his last breath in 2002, and I support this man who is going to change this country for the better. God bless you.
My name is Maureen Maloney, and our son Matthew Denise was 23 years old when he was dragged a quarter of a mile to his death by an illegal alien, while horrified witnesses were banging on the truck trying to stop him.
Thank you.
our son Matthew, Denise, if Donald Trump were president in 2011, our son Matthew, Denise, and other Americans would be alive today.
Thank you. My name is Kathy Woods. My son Steve, a high school senior, 17 years old, went to the beach after a high school football game. The local gang came along, 9 members. The cars were battered to like about war in Beirut. And all I can say is they murdered him. And if Mr. Trump had been in office then, the border would have been secure and our children would not be dead today.
Hi, my name is Brenda Sparks, and my son is named Eric Zepeda. He was raised by a legal immigrant from Honduras, only to be murdered by an illegal in 2011. His murderer never did a second in handcuffs or jail. Got away with killing an American. So I'm voting for Trump. And by the way, so is my mother.
My name is Dee Engle. My cousin Rebecca Ann Johnston, known as Becky, was murdered on January the 1st, 1989 in North Little Rock, Arkansas. Thank you. And if you don't vote Trump, we won't have a country. Trump all the way.
I'm Shannon Estes, and my daughter Shaylee Estes, 22 years old, was murdered here in Phoenix last July 24th by a Russian who overstayed his visa. And vote Trump.
I'm Mary Ann Mendoza, the mother of Sergeant Brandon Mendoza, who was killed in a violent head-on collision May 12, 2014 in Mesa. Thank you. And I want to thank Phoenix for the support you've all always given me. And I want to tell you what, I'm supporting the man who is the only man who's going to save our country and what we are going to be leaving our children.
I'm Steve Ronnebeck, father of Grant Ronnebeck, 21 years old, killed January 22nd, 2015 by an illegal immigrant who shot him in the face. I truly believe that Mr. Trump is going to change things. He's going to fight for my family, and he's going to fight for America.
These are amazing people. And I'm not asking for their endorsement, believe me that. I just think I've gotten to know so many of them and many more from our group. But they are incredible people, and what they're going through is incredible, and there's just no reason for it. So let's give them a really tremendous hand. That's tough stuff, I will tell you. That is tough stuff. Incredible people. So now is the time for these voices to be heard. Now is the time for the media to begin asking questions on their behalf. Now is the time for all of us as one country, Democrat, Republican, liberal, conservative, to band together to deliver justice and safety and security for all Americans. Let's fix this horrible, horrible problem. It can be fixed quickly. Let's secure our border. Let's stop the drugs and the crime from pouring into our country. Let's protect our Social Security and Medicare. Let's get unemployed Americans off the welfare and back to work in their own country. This has been an incredible evening. We're going to remember this evening. November 8th, we have to get everybody, this is such an important state. November 8th, we have to get everybody to go out and vote. We're going to bring, thank you, thank you. We're going to take our country back, folks. This is a movement. We're going to take our country back. Thank you. Thank you. This is an incredible movement. The world is talking about it. The world is talking about it. And by the way, if you haven't been looking at what's been happening at the polls over the last 3 or 4 days, I think you should start looking. You should start looking. Together, we can save American lives, American jobs, and American futures. Together, we can save America itself. Join me in this mission. We're going to make America great again. Thank you. I love you. Thank you. God bless you, everybody.
Greetings, citizens of the radio world. It has come to our attention that the radio station known as Pirate Radio number 9 has been saying unkind things about Hillary Clinton and the DNC. This old grouch you have contact with must be stopped. These actions will no longer be tolerated. We are anonymous. We are legion. We will take you down. We control your access to the internet. We control your YouTube account. We are everywhere, even in your videos. We will hack and control them all. We are anonymous. We are legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. Expect us.
Refinance and pay down your student debt. I want we can have a renaissance in manufacturing and jobs that will give people a living.
It's too full of oil. Are you trying to tell me they didn't know oil was valuable?
Even when the oil company geologists told them, they didn't understand.
Mr. Clampett, that swamp of yours is full of oil.
I could have told you that.
Well, my company would like to pump it out.
Yeah, I'd like that too, but I just can't afford to have it done.
Oh, no, you don't understand. You see, you wouldn't have to pay for it.
Oh, I don't take favors from strangers.
No, Mr. Clampett, you see, you're a very rich man.
Stranger, if money was skunk oil, a hound dog couldn't smell me.
It's a swamp. My company will buy that land. Why, they'll raise so many derricks down there that...
Son, I gotta be honest with you, you couldn't raise turnips down there.
Right. That ground looks black and rich. but it's so greasy you can just squeeze the oil out of it.
But that's what my company wants.
Maybe you better sit down for a spell.
Why, even after Mr. Clapp had sold his swamp, he didn't know how much money he'd gotten until his cousin Pearl heard the news and came rushing over.
Heaven protect us. Did they hit us, kid?
Oh, but I think they sure want the chicken house.
I'm sure sorry about the chicken house, but nobody got hurt. Jethro, I told you to get rid of them worn-out brakes.
I did, Ma. How come we ain't got none?
Get on out and lift the chicken house back on its foundation. Jed?
Yeah.
Jed, Ellie Mae came running over to my place and she said you sold the swamp to some oil company.
Well, yeah, I guess I did.
What did they pay you for it?
Well, he ain't paid me nothing yet. That Brewster fella said he'd bring the money later.
How much they going to pay you?
Well, he said I'd depend some on how much oil they could pump out.
Well, you must have mentioned some figure. What was it?
Well, now, Pearl, you know that old swamp won't worth shucks.
Jed Clampett, you got slicker and you're ashamed to admit it. That's just what I told you. Granny, how much they gonna pay him?
All right, I'll tell you. He said around somewhere between 25 and 100.
25 and 100?
I know it don't sound like much, but Mr. Brewster seemed to set great store by the fact he's gonna pay me in some new kind of dollar.
There ain't no new kind of dollar.
Well, it's new to me. I've heard of gold dollars, silver dollars, paper dollars, but he said he's gonna pay me in, what do you call them, Granny?
$1 million.
Yeah, that's it.
$1 million?
Well, he wrote the whole thing out on this piece of paper. Here, you can see for yourself. I don't know nothing about that kind of stuff.
Let's see here. Saints in heaven. Granny, give me the jug. It's empty, but I'll fetch some.
I'll go, Granny.
Jed, you're a millionaire. A millionaire.
Yeah, that's what that Brewster fella kept calling me. I didn't know just how to take it.
You think you're rich.
Me?
The richest man in these hills. Maybe in the whole state. Oh, Jed, you can have anything you want. Do anything you want. Go any place you want.
Yeah, that's another thing he kept saying. He said he reckoned I'd be moving away from here soon. What do you think, Pearl? You think I ought to move?
Jed, how can you even ask? Look around you. You're 8 miles from your nearest neighbor. You're overrun with skunks, possums, coyotes, bobcats. You use kerosene lamps for light. You cook on a wood stove, summer and winter. You're drinking homemade moonshine, washing with homemade lye soap. And your bathroom is 50 feet from the house and you ask should you move?
Yeah, I reckon you're right. Man, be a dang fool to leave all this.
You know, Mr. Drysdale, in the Internal Revenue Service, we hear some pretty wild stories. But this corn pone to caviar saga of Jed Clampett tops everything.
Well, if you think it's been unbelievable so far, wait until you hear the rest of it.
What I can't understand is how a man so insulated from the rest of the world ever heard about Beverly Hills, California.
I can explain that in 2 words. Cousin Pearl. She's the one who had her sights set on California.
Oh, there you are, Jed. You misunderstood me. I meant you should move away. And you know where I'd go if I was you?
Where?
California.
California?
Yes, sir. Beverly Hills, California. I hear tell it's full of millionaires out there. And movie stars, too.
And what?
Movie stars. Jed, remember the time that your pa took us to Eureka Springs to see the movie picture?
Yeah.
Well, The actors that make them movie pictures live in Beverly Hills.
Go on.
Yes, sir.
Well, doggies. Wouldn't that be something? Living in the same neck of the woods with old Tom Mix.
It sure would. And we could come visit you. You know what else they say about California?
What?
It don't get cold out there.
What don't get cold out there?
Nothing don't get cold out there. They don't have no snow or no ice.
Can't they bring some in?
They don't want it. That's why'd be so good for Granny. Remember last winter when she slipped on the ice and broke her hip?
Yeah, poor old woman. She was limping for 2 days.
Well, that couldn't happen in California because they don't have no ice.
How come?
I don't know how come. But Granny'd sure like it, and we could visit you.
Maybe Jethro know how come there's no ice. He's going to school.
We could ask him. Jethro!
Yeah, Ma.
Come on over here. Speaking of school, Ellie Mae could get herself a fine education out there in Beverly Hills.
Yeah, Ma?
Your rich uncle's got a question he'd like to ask you.
What rich uncle, Ma?
Your rich Uncle Jay.
Jethro? How come there's no ice in California? Don't look at me. I didn't take it. Big jumble, I didn't, Ma.
Oh, get out of here.
Well, you always do. I don't mean.
I was saying, Jay, folks claim California's got it all beat. Why, things grow twice as big out there.
Jethro'd be a whopper, wouldn't he?
He could help you move. He's awful handy at lifting and toting, and he could drive you out in my truck.
I tell you what, Pearl. I'm going to have to study on this. When that Brewster fella comes back, I'll ask him what he thinks.
Yes, it was Cousin Pearl who planted the idea of moving to Beverly Hills, but it was Mr. Brewster who made it possible.
Who's he?
Vice president of the oil company that bought Mr. Clampett's land. Yes, Brewster's often told me the story of that fateful evening.
Well, your cousin is right about that, Mr. Clampett. Beverly Hills is a choice residential area, and lots of millionaires do settle there.
Folks like me, huh?
Well, millionaires.
And movie stars, too.
Oh, yeah.
Is Tom Mix there?
No, I'm afraid Mr. Mix is dead.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Oh, what's the matter with me? Remember, Pearl, he got shot at the end of that picture.
Well, there are plenty other movie stars, and that's where Jed wants to live. Ain't it, Jed?
I do like the notion of living in the hills. Never could stand flat country.
Mr. Clampett, I think it only fair. That is, well, I think you may have a wrong idea about Beverly Hills.
Is that where you live?
No, my home is in Tulsa.
Well, see, maybe you could get us a place there in your neighborhood.
Mr. Clampett, let's not beat around the bush. You will love Beverly Hills.
Then now, Jed, can you steer Jed onto a good place?
No, I can get the bank out there to handle it for him.
He'd like a nice big place with plenty of room for his kinfolk to visit him.
I would like a nice, roomy place if I could afford it.
Oh, Mr. Clampett, with your money, you can afford the Taj Mahal.
Okay, I'll take it.
Well, no, you see, I was just making a little joke.
Oh, well, go right ahead.
Well, you see, the Taj Mahal is in India.
Mr. Brewster, you're a nice fella, but I've heard better jokes.
Is the foreigner staying to supper?
I'm ashamed to say I ain't asked him. How about it?
Oh, I don't think so.
Oh, no trouble. What you cooking tonight, Granny?
Mustard greens and possum innards.
Mm-hmm. Did you hear that, Mr. Brewster?
Very clearly.
Change your mind? Not this time.
Well, if you should happen to come back tomorrow, we'll be having leftovers.
That's the thing about possum innards. He's just as good the second day.
What a family. So, anyway, they packed up and came to Beverly Hills.
Well, it wasn't quite that simple. Mr. Clampett had his problems.
With $25 million, he had problems?
Ah, yes. The first one was his daughter. She didn't want to leave her friends.
Friends? And I thought they lived in a completely unpopulated area.
They did. Her friends were not the kind you and I have.
Now, I ain't gonna be here to look after you no more. So you're gonna have to keep yourself out of trouble. Watch out for them coyotes and them bobcats and them hunters with guns. Stay out of folks' gardens, 'cause you know how it riles up Granny when you get in hers. Excepting when we're gone, you can have everything that's left. I'm sorry there ain't gonna be room enough on the truck to take you along. But maybe you wouldn't like California anyhow. Maybe I ain't gonna like it either. If I don't, then I'm a-comin' hightailing it right back here, and me and you'll set up housekeeping all by ourselves.
Ellie? Ellie Mae?
Yeah, Paul, over here.
You feeling all right, Ellie? You didn't eat your supper.
Sure, Paul. I just wasn't hungry.
Cold? You're shaking like a sumac leaf.
Oh, Paul, I ain't cold. I'm scared.
Scared? Why? There ain't nothing in this woods can hurt you, even in the dark.
It ain't the woods or the dark. It's going so far away. I don't know what it's going to be like out there in Beverly Hills.
Why, it's going to be just like here. Except we'll have things a lot nicer.
Will I go to school and wear fancy dresses like city girls and put powder on my face and get my hair all fixed up in one of them there beauty parlors?
Why, sure you will.
Then I ain't going.
I want you to meet the Clampetts under different circumstances. You'll find them to be really charming people.
Including Granny?
Oh, yes. This time you'll get a completely different reception. I promise you.
Ellie Mae! You sound the alarm if you see that revenue man coming. I will, Granny. I'll blast him before he gets through that gate.
Of course, even after Mr. Clampett convinced his daughter to leave her animal friends, he still had Granny to contend with.
I guess she didn't like the notion of being uprooted.
That's putting it mildly. The way he tells it, she just downright refused to budge.
Ellie? If old Duke sits there with you, there ain't gonna be room for Granny.
Oh, that's all right, Paul. Granny ain't gone.
Who says she ain't?
She says she ain't.
That's right, Uncle Jed. She's just sitting on the back porch in her rocker, and she says that's as close to California as you're gonna get her.
We'll see about that. Dang if I ain't got me the muleyest women. First it's Ellie, now it's Granny. We ain't never gonna get there. Now, what's all this nonsense about you ain't going to California?
Ain't no nonsense to it. If the good Lord had wanted me in California, he'd have put me in California.
Maybe he's just getting around to it. The book says he moves in mysterious ways.
Well, if he moves me, I'll go. But you and Big Jethro ain't a-budging me.
Granny, this here Beverly Hills sounds like the kind of place you'd like. That Britcher fella says they got smogs out there.
What's a smog?
Well, me and Jethro figured out that's a small hog. And you heard what Pearl said. It ain't got no snow out there. You could run your still the year round.
Runs the year round here.
Yeah, but walking down through the snow to the still always makes you feel so miserable.
I might feel miserable walking down, but the way I feels coming back makes up for it.
Friend, we've been planning and talking about this trip for days. You never said you wouldn't go.
Never said I wouldn't either.
But that Brewster feller has bought us a house in them Beverly Hills. He sent our $25 million to the bank out there.
Well, you just chase on out after it. I'm staying right here. And I ain't afeard neither.
Granny, I ain't leaving you here alone.
And I ain't a budging out of this rocker.
Let her roll, Jethro.
Only a man of Jed Clampett's strength and authority could have handled Granny.
He'll be there when we get to the Clampett place, won't he?
Oh, sure, you have nothing to worry about. There's the entrance up ahead.
Yes, I know.
There's a car stopping at the gate, Granny.
They closed the gate since I left.
I'll get it. You know, this reminds me of an experience I had when the Clampetts first moved in. I was leaving and found the gates closed. Hello? Hello? Mr. Clampett, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Good, good. I need your help.
Sounds like you're inside the wall.
I am. Would you let me out, please?
Well, you bet I will. You stay right where you are. I'll get me an axe and have you out of there in no time.
He demolished 10 feet of wall before I could stop.
Granny, Mr. Drysdale's opening the gate.
Good. He's leading that revenuer right into a trap.
We ain't gonna shoot nobody.
He ain't nobody. Revenuers and buzzards don't count.
You go on inside and cook up some victuals.
Since when is a revenuer company?
Mr. Clampett, I'd like you to meet Mr. Lapp.
Pleased to meet you, Mr. Clampett.
How do you do, Mr. Landman? Since you're a friend of Mr. Drysdale's here, I reckon you're welcome. But as you can see, we don't cotton to revenuers.
I'm not a revenuer, Mr. Clampett. I guess back in the hills where you come from, I'd be a tax collector.
Back in the hills where I come from, you'd be a lot younger.
Oh? Was the climate that healthy?
Oh, just you wouldn't have lived to get this old.
Ed, is the revenuer staying to supper?
He ain't no revenuer.
Well, is the foreigner staying to supper?
How about it, Mr. Landman? You too, Mr. Drysdale.
You're not by any chance cooking mustard greens and possum innards, are you?
Not tonight.
Oh, we had them last night.
I'll say.
Me too.
Tonight we is having leftovers.
That's the thing about possum innards. It's just as good the second day.
today?
Oh, everywhere. This certainly has been a busy morning.
Don't give me that. Now is the moment you came to work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Where are you going? Mrs. Carmine! If you are ready, I would like you to take some dictation.
Yes, sir, I'm ready.
I have to get a note out with these contracts that have to get out this morning.
Yes, sir.
Now then, this note goes to Mr. John Wayne.
John Wayne
Mrs. Carmichael,
Yes.
Mr. Wayne is a client, and when I dictate correspondence to him, I wish you would refrain from going,
I can't help it. He's my all-time favorite.
Nevertheless, I wish you wouldn't fall apart every time I mention his name.
I just wish he was here to pick up the pieces.
I am not interested in whom you would like to be picked up by. Now, Mrs. Carmichael, let's get busy, please. And when you sit down, you can't take dictation standing up, I
Yes,
say.
sir. Yes,
All
sir.
right. Now then, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Dear Mr. Wayne,
Dear Mr. Wayne.
enclosed herewith is the movie script you sent us, along with the final contract regarding our financing of your current production, the one about the war wagon.
The war wagon?
Yes.
What's a war wagon?
Well, it's a large armored wagon, and in this picture, it's transporting gold across dangerous, hostile territory.
Oh, are there Indians in it?
Yes.
Who else is in the picture with
I
you?
don't know. Let's get on with the dictation, please. I haven't finished the note.
He always gets the girl, doesn't he?
Yes.
That's good. And the girl's usually Maureen O'Hara, you notice? I'd like to be
Just take that.
Yes, I have.
Now, let me see where we're... yes. We are very pleased to participate in a venture that has already made your company so prosperous.
Prosperous?
Yes, prosperous.
Couldn't we just say rich?
Mrs. Carmichael, if you don't know how to spell prosperous, you can look it up in the dictionary.
Well, you have to know how to spell it before you can look it up. Besides, I think Mr. Wayne would say rich. I don't think he'd say prosperous.
Oh? Well, now, maybe Mr. Wayne would say rich. All right, put down rich, then sign it, yours truly, etc.
Yes, sir. Mr. Mooney, instead of signing the letter, yours truly, I think Mr. Wayne would like it better if you said something like, until our trails cross again, may your grazing be the greenest and your water hole never run dry. I remain yours till the feathers of the red man turn gray. And sign it your bronco-bustin' buckaroo, Tex Mooney.
And how would I send it? Pony Express?
Well, I just thought that...
Never mind, Mrs. Carmichael. Just sign it yours truly and sign Theodore J. Mooney.
All right.
Oh, here. These are the contracts that go with the note. I want you to take them to the studio immediately.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll see that Mr. Wayne gets them personally.
Oh, no, you don't. Just take them to the entrance and leave them with the receptionist.
But, Mr. Mooney, it wouldn't be any trouble at all. My girlfriend, Mary Jane, works at that studio, and I could have lunch with her.
No, Mrs. Carmichael. Just leave them with the receptionist and don't bother Mr. Wayne.
Mary Jane? Oh, Mary Jane, I just saw some Indians. Oh, gee, look at all these wonderful costumes. Oh, it must be fun working in a studio with all kinds of glamorous stars around all the time.
Yeah, it is fun.
Hi, Bill. Hi, Ed. Hi, Mary Jane.
Oh, hi, Ed. Ed, I'd like you to meet a friend of mine, Lucy Carmichael. This is Ed Nelson.
Doesn't that hurt?
Not me. But it sure bothers my wife when we're dancing.
That's funny. Oh, that's funny.
Hi, Mary Jane.
Oh, hi.
Oh, that was Burt Lancaster, wasn't it?
Oh, no, Lucy, that's Mr. Simon. He's the director.
Oh, sure looked like Burt Lancaster.
Hi, Mary Jane.
Hi.
Oh, I recognized him. That's Richard Chamberlain.
No, Lucy, that's the studio doctor.
Oh, really? Who was that, the janitor?
That was Milton Berle.
Milton Berle? Oh, for heaven's sake, wait till I tell the girls I nearly saw Milton Berle. Was it really Milton Berle?
Listen, honey, Lucy, we
Yeah.
have to order. You're going to be late getting back to work now.
Oh, I don't care if I am late getting back to work. I'm still so mad at Mr. Mooney for insisting that I leave those contracts with the receptionist. You'd think a man would understand how much a woman would like to meet John Wayne personally.
Yes, you certainly would.
You know John Wayne?
Not personally.
Well, then I think I'll introduce you.
Do you know him?
No, but I will when I give him these contracts.
Lucy, I thought you gave those to the receptionist.
Not on your life. You think I was going to give up a chance like this? I'm going to give these to Mr. Wayne personally. Now, do you think he'll be in here for lunch?
Well, he usually is, but sometimes he has lunch in his dressing room.
Oh, really?
Hi, Mary Jane. Oh, hi, Joy. Hey, Joy.
Yeah?
You know where Mr. Wayne is?
No, I don't. Anything I can do?
Well, my friend's looking for him.
Oh?
Yes, I work in the bank, and I have some very important contracts for Mr. Wayne.
Oh, yes, we've been expecting those. Thank you so much.
What's that? The receptionist.
The receptionist? Oh, no.
Hi, honey.
Hello.
I thought you didn't know him.
I don't.
Well, he said hello to you.
Well, he says hello to everybody.
He called you honey.
He doesn't know my name.
Gee, that's even better than a name. Oh, if he ever called me honey, wow.
Very friendly.
Is he?
Oh, he's so nice.
Mary Jane,
Yes.
you want it on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Here's your usual, Mr. Wayne.
Thank you. Oh, bring me some ketchup.
Right. There you are, sir.
Thank you.
Anything else I can get for you, sir?
No, I'm fine.
Howdy.
Hi.
I'm Lucy Carmichael.
Oh, well, I'm John Wayne.
Oh, I know you are. It's nice meeting you, Mr. Wayne. I work at the bank, and I brought some contracts over here for you today.
Well, thank you.
I thought about bringing them to you in person, but I realized that you're a very busy man, and I didn't want to bother you.
Well, I'm never that busy.
Yeah, well, whether you're busy or not, I just thought there's no reason for people to bother you, and that's why I left the contracts outside with the receptionist, so I wouldn't bother you.
Well, that's very considerate.
Well, it must be very bothersome, people bothering you all the time, like when they ask you for your autograph and everything.
Well, I never considered that a bother.
Oh, can I have your autograph?
Well, of course.
Thank you.
Did you bring a piece of paper?
No. I didn't want to bother you, but could you maybe put it on the back of this?
Well, this is a page out of my script.
Oh, I would love to have a page out of your script.
Well,
I would love that. Would you care for something?
Well, would you like something?
Well, just a cup of coffee if it's no bother. Now then, just say to my dear friend Lucy Carmichael.
To my dear friend Lucy
Carmichael, Carmichael. I always spell it for people because sometimes they spell it E-A-L, and we have the Scotch clan spelling A-E-L. My maiden name used to be McGillicuddy. That's how Scotch I am. Let's see. Who I enjoyed having lunch with in person. I mean you in person, not me. Who I enjoyed having lunch with in person. together today alone. Together dash today dash alone.
Together.
Today alone.
Alone.
Yes, now if you just put the date down there in the corner.
The date?
Yeah, when I get back to the bank, I'm going to have it notarized.
Notarized?
Yeah, well, they'll never believe this back home. Thank you so much. Oh, I'll cherish this. Thank you. You know, Mr. Wayne, I watch...
Refinance and pay down your student debt. We can have a renaissance in manufacturing and jobs that will give people good livings and the party that will make college affordable for everyone. We need to pass a law finally that says people who are on the terrorist watch list can't buy.
Well, if you ever plan to move west, you better take my way.
She wasn't nice, and you think I'm going to change? I'm not changing, including with her. Go ahead.
Bob Dole said you should apologize.
Bob Dole is a fan of mine. Bob Dole endorsed me. So don't tell me about Bob Dole.
I think you've set a new bar today for being contentious with the press corps, kind of.
Old pictures on television.
Do you?
And even though I know you...
All that.
No, not all of you. Just...
Long time ago, you still look so handsome and so...
Enough of us. Is this what,
not you, David?
Is this what it's going to be like covering you if you're president?
Yeah, it is. Let me tell you something. I'm a person. Okay, yeah, it is going to be like this, David.
Oh, thank you. I'd like to have that notarized.
Well, it's true. Most actors don't look anything like they do in their old pictures on television.
You know what I think ages them?
What?
All night watching their old movies on television.
Oh, you're funny. You know, I think I've seen every picture you ever made.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Some of them 8 or 10 times.
Well, thank you. That's very nice.
You know you were such a sensational Army general in a picture called Cast a Giant Shadow. An Army general. And what a dashing naval officer you were in Harm's Way. Remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, did you enjoy making that?
Very much.
Did
yes.
John Ford direct it?
No, he didn't direct it.
He directs most of your pictures, doesn't he?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. And most of the time you have Maureen O'Hara in your pictures, don't
That's
you?
right, yeah.
She has beautiful red hair.
Yeah.
You know something? You were the greatest Marine of all time in the sands of Iwo Jima. Just the greatest.
Well, thank you.
Gee, you've been in every branch of the service. No wonder we won the war.
Well, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah, you've been in the service so long, I think Bob Hope should play a Christmas show just for you. Yeah, I'm a little trouble with that. Here, let me help. Let me help you.
No, don't help,
Oh,
please.
I'm terribly
well, Miss
sorry.
Carmichael, I think that I'd better get back to the dressing room and study my lines.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry, Mr. Wayne. Oh, here, you haven't even touched your
Well, I'll take it
sandwich.
with me.
Oh, okay. Oh, and Mr. Wayne, here. You might want that where it belongs.
visitors on the set, honey.
Yeah.
But I'll talk to the assistant director. Oh, Brian.
Oh, hello, Mary Jane.
Hi. Listen, Brian, this is my...
5.6 million as of today. More is coming in. And this...
How do you do?
And she wants to see John Wayne shoot.
Well, we don't usually allow visitors on the set.
Well, I told her that.
I'm a personal friend of Mr. Wayne's. As a matter of fact, I just had lunch with him.
Oh, well, in that case, I guess it will be all right.
Oh, good.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay.
And I'll see you later.
Right.
Have fun.
Bye-bye.
Okay, places, everyone, getting ready to roll, huh? John, you ready?
Phenomenal groups, and I have many of these...
Lady, would you mind stepping over there? Oh, you're right in front of my camera.
Oh, is that the cat? Excuse me.
All right, now. All right, let's get ready. Rolling.
War Wagon Company, scene 53, take one.
Action!
Tall, we better get out of here. This place is loaded with Parrish's men.
The way I look at it, this place is loaded with 2 of our men.
But, Tall, there's 10 of Parrish's men here, and there's only 2 of us. Couldn't we pick a time when the odds are more even?
Okay, let's wait around until 6 or more Pierce's men come in.
Ha ha! You tell him, that's right.
Who's that?
Someone at the bank sent over not to bother me.
She a friend of yours?
Seems that way.
But I want absolute quiet on this set.
Quiet!
Absolute quiet!
Ah! Oh, my, that is a hot light. Oh, Mike, did you have a lot of those hot lights around you like that?
Yes, Lydia.
Oh, I
Yes, you
didn't
see,
know
we
that
have
was
them
it.
all over the set. If you look
Yeah.
right around, we have them all.
I
You have to be careful where you
Yes,
stand,
I
madam.
will.
Yes.
Thank you.
Now, look, and I must ask you, please, don't react that way off camera.
Oh,
we have to have absolute...
I got something to tell you. That's the way they're going to react to Mr. Wayne all over the country in every theater that he plays
Yes,
in.
I hope so, but-
You better just get used to it. When they hear a line like that, they say, yeah.
Yes, but that's in the theater, ma'am. Here on the set,
Oh,
we can't
well,
have that. You see,
well-
all these actors have to be able to concentrate when
Oh,
Mr. Wayne
well,
comes in.
let them get used to it, because if they're in a Wayne picture, they're in the best, and that's
Yes,
the way they react.
yes, you're right. You're right, and that's what we want. But you'll help
Okay,
us a great
okay,
deal if you'll
fine.
just take it easy, right?
Take it easy,
Just
but
don't
I
get too
react
upset.
the way I feel. Watch out for those hot lights.
John, Burt Lancaster's shooting on the next stage. Couldn't you send her over there?
Why? Bert's never done anything to me.
Well, all right, if you want to let her stay around. All right.
The people that are getting the money and working hard, and then we have to read probably libelous stories, or certainly close, in the newspapers, and the people know the stories are false. I'm going to continue to attack the press. Look, I find the press to be extremely dishonest. I find the political press to be unbelievably dishonest. I will say that.
Don't let it happen again.
I won't get down in the mud with them. I won't play politics with national security or dishonor the memory of those who we lost.
The fact is, we had 4 dead Americans. What difference does it make?
And so I'm going to do what I've always done.
And I think, what we've learned here is, well, nothing.
I will reiterate, because it's a fact, nothing I sent or received was marked classified.
Give me some time. I'll come up with a plan.
Just don't tell him the truth.
They can't. They can't know the truth. The truth, you see, is bad. I will be branded with this mistake for the rest of my life.
Play politics with national security or dishonor the memory of those who we lost.
In the aftermath, what became clear was that the security was lax, that not all the precautions that needed to be taken were taken.
Also developed evidence that the security culture of the State Department was generally lacking in the kind of care for classified information that's found elsewhere in the U.S. government.
And now more than ever, we need you to keep holding leaders and candidates accountable.
It was you!
Don't let it happen again.
From Mr. Wayne's last line. Roll 'em.
Scene 54, take one.
Jane, you ignorant slut.
Okay, let's wait around until 6 more Pierce's men show up. Howdy, Pierce. Howdy, Tall. Been a long time. Yeah. Been a long time. You mouth off like that again, and you'll be a dead man. Cut!
I didn't do anything. I didn't move.
John, I think you skipped some dialogue. Oh, wait a minute. Let's take a look. What's that, blood? No, ketchup. Well, no wonder I missed it. There's a page missing. Oh, a page missing?
Oh, maybe that's my fault. Perhaps this is a page that you gave me out of your script. Is that the one?
That's the one.
Well, let's see now. You're supposed to say, here you and your boy's been looking for. You said that, didn't you? And he says, that's right, Tor. And you say, well, now you can stop looking and start talking. And he says, reckon I ain't fixing to be seen talking to no jailbird. And then you say, you mouth off like that again, you'll be a dead man.
Oh, I got it. I'll remember it now.
Listen, Mr. Wayne, I think it would be better if you said, you mouth off like that again and you'll be pushing up daisies.
Pushing up daisies. Now,
Yeah.
please, miss, we've got... Wait a minute, Joe. I like pushing up daisies better. All right, pushing up daisies.
Let's
You want to rehearse it once?
Yeah, let's rehearse it.
No, let's roll it. I know the dialogue.
Okay, roll it. Go ahead, roll it. He knows it. Go on, roll it.
John, you sure you don't want to clear this set? I hate to blow this scene. Well, I'd rather blow a scene than lose a fan.
That's why he's been up there on top so long.
Thank you, man.
That's the kind of a man he is. Yeah. I mean, all of his fans know that
Yes.
Mr. Wayne.
Yes. All right, now.
They know that about him.
Oh, yes.
Everybody
sure,
knows that about
yes.
Mr. Wayne.
Yeah, all right, places, roll them.
Scene 55, take one.
Action! Action! Here you and the boys have been looking for me, Pierce. That's right, Tall. Well, now you can stop looking and start talking. Well, I reckon I ain't fixing to be seen talking to no jailbird.
You mouth off like that again, and you'll be pushing up daisies.
What?
That's right. He forgot his line. I don't blame you for forgetting. It's new. It's brand new. I just gave it to you. And then you say, you mouth off like that again, you'll be a dead man. That's what it was. You're supposed to say you'll be pushing up daisies.
I was just taking a long pause for effect.
Oh, I thought he forgot his line. Okay, roll him. Go ahead.
All right, roll them.
Scene 56, take one.
Take four.
You mouth off like that again and you'll be pushing up daisies.
If you're looking for trouble, Tall, I got plenty of boys that can give it to you.
Well, I'll let you make the first move. But you better remember it may be your last.
Oh, now, Tall, me and the boys didn't mean nothing personal. Take him, boys!
Well, I know that we're just trying to...
Look at her standing there with that silly smirk on her face.
Lady, we're trying to shoot a picture.
Well, you go ahead and shoot a picture, but you make sure that he doesn't get hurt. Good heavens, I've never seen such brutality. They were rough.
Lady, nobody here is going to hurt me. These are all my friends. Why, actually, this fella and I started together 20 years ago.
Yeah, way over 20.
Never mind. Friends we are. Now, just try and control yourself.
Hey, makeup!
They certainly didn't look very friendly to me. I've seen, as I told you, Mr. Wayne, I've seen practically every picture you ever made. Here, let me take that. And I tell you, I noticed in every picture that they sort of gang up on you. You're always outnumbered. You always have a tough time of it, and I don't think it's right. I just don't think it's fair. Thank you.
Thank you.
We all thank you, lady, but we're trying to shoot a fight scene, not a beauty contest.
Well, then, you just be very careful of him. Remember, he's a star.
Yeah, fellas, be real careful of me. Remember, I'm a star.
Yeah, all right, star. Let's get back to work. Now, look, John, this time I want you to take one of these blood capsules, put it in your mouth, bite down on it during the fight so we get a good shot of the blood, huh?
Okay.
I just had no idea that they were so rough. He could really get hurt.
I've seen Mr. Wayne get hurt plenty of times.
You have?
Sure, sometimes those stuntmen are so anxious to make things look good that they get carried away.
I'll say they do, and I think this is one of the times they got carried away.
All right, folks, a very important scene. I want it to go well, so quiet! Quiet!
Quiet! Let's have it quiet.
All right, we'll overlap the action where Chuck gets the knife from Helen, right? You ready? Make it good, gang. Roller!
Scene 57, take one.
Action!
He's bleeding. They really hurt. They really hurt. They really hurt.
This will be all right, I'm sure.
Oh, why should I leave? I'm Mr. Wayne's best fan. I didn't mean to hurt him. I didn't mean to do him any harm. Say nothing, Mr. Wayne.
Goodbye!
He called me honey.
That's the hour. I wonder what delays $1/2.
Fear not, most illustrious Hassan ben Sobar. Fear not. $1/2 will get the map by hook or crook, as sure as my name is Jinnarumma.
Quite so. Service? Hold on a minute, service! Yes, sir. Coming up.
Yes, sir, we have all the service.
At your service. Boy, if I hadn't ducked, we'd have collided sure. What a narrow escape. Hey. What? What's the matter with you? Take this off! Take this off! Now, take it easy. We'll have you all fixed up in a minute. What's this? Oh, happy birthday! Hold this. Just a minute, I'll take it right off. I would leave it on. People don't know if you're coming or going with this on. There you are, sir. You look very pretty, and the spaghetti's as good as new. Why, you... No! Well, dog, how dare you?
1,000 pardons, it was unavoidable.
Wait a minute. This would degrade you. 'Tis true. I'm an aristocrat. I am Hassan ben Sobar. I had a few too many myself. Quiet. We gotta clean up this mess. Why? Oh, get busy. What are you doing? Stop it, will you? Cut it out. Travel by night. Perhaps if $1/2 does not...
Greetings.
Let's bring the map, $1/2.
Hey, Chief. But as I slit his throat, with his dying breath, he said someone else had a duplicate map.
'Tis bad. We must leave at once if we are to be the first to reach King Rootin' Tootin's tomb. Make preparations to depart immediately.
Aye, Chief. But remember the curse. He who touches the jewel first is doomed to 1,000 deaths.
We must secure the services of 3. And when we get them to do our bidding... Yes, but we'd best have food before we travel. Aye. Service! Waiters!
Oh, what do you have?
We want...
We don't have any more. All we got left is rabbit and hot dogs.
Rabbit. Hot dog.
Hot dog, they'll take rabbit.
Okay, come on.
Okay, coming right up. Here we are, pepper and salt.
That busboy is up.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Come here, you. You'll think you'll get away. Now I got you. Come on. Now I got it. It couldn't be. Or could it?
Hey, you stay here. You be a good boy, you. Now sit there. Here you are, gentlemen. Hot dog. When it comes to cooking, I'm the cat's meow.
Sit down. Oh, but I'm not tired. I'll just stand while you eat. Sit down with your head on or off. You talk us into it. Eat. Did you hear anything? Yeah, I did. Yeah. Sit down and eat. Eat. Gesundheit. Eat! Well? I killed it. I killed it. Oh, I killed it. This just can't be.
Forget the mustard.
So you are the perpetrator of this. Sit down and eat.
Sit down. A pleasure. Thank you.
There's the dog and cat. Why don't you tell me?
What?
Get out. Let him alone. Oh, cut it. Oh, man. Oh!
There. Oh. These three, they are the ones to get the jewel for us.
Right. Gentlemen, who came in? No, you. How would you boys like to make 1,000 shilblinas? You've convinced us. What do we have to do?
There is a diamond worth a king's ransom. You hear? A king's ransom.
Gentlemen, this map will lead us to the treasure. Now pay strict attention.
Hassan Ben Soba, you are late. I got the diamond, you got the gate. Signed, Omagash Imar Smo.
Oh, ruined, defeated. That murderous cutthroat. He has the famous 100-carat diamond.
100 carats, he's showing to his onions.
Quiet. This map is useless to me now. With that diamond, I could have quit my job as the doorman at the Oasis Hotel.
Hey, spinach chin. Do you mean to tell me you're only a doorman?
Yes.
Well, there's the doorman.
Will you give me 5 for this?
No, but I'll give you 2.
I'll take it.
Hey, there's only one 100-carat diamond, and it comes from rootin' tootin'. Property. Right, and if we return it, we'll get a big reward.
Yeah, maybe $50,000. Boy, with that kind of money, we could rent a one-room apartment in Hollywood. Maybe.
But that Emer Schmo is a cutthroat. Suppose he cuts my throat. Well, now don't worry. We'll be disguised. We'll find the shortest way. Now here, study this map closely. We start here at Jerkola, down the Insane River, over the Giver Dam, through Pushover, across Schmoland, to the stronghold of Schmo.
Who goes there?
Santa Claus!
Oh, there ain't no Santa Claus.
Oh, yes, there is, and we got a present for you.
You have?
Right
Where?
here. Oh. Okay, boys. The coast is clear. Come on. Come on. Okay, let's find the diamond. It's the Schmo. Let's go. There he is, and he's wearing the diamond. Now's a chance to get it. Yeah.
I'm the evil spirit that guards the rootin' tootin' diamond. Give it to me lest evil befall you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
The spirit commands you to stand on your head in that lily pond until further notice.
Yeah, I didn't like the way
Twin Towers, Carolina, leave the mail. Yeah, yes, sir, I know exactly what you're saying. That other one was kind of dull, just kind of dull, right? Okay, yeah, I got you, sure enough. Yeah, I got you, I got you. Okay, I got you, I know what you're saying, sure enough. You know, just taking it easy or something, you know, you never know about them cop takers. That's right, that's right. Yeah, they're gonna have to put a little more heat on it. They'll try to put a little more on this one, but right now I don't need to. Always a pleasure, Big Brother. I'm gonna wait on you, Copper. Head 27 Twin Towers, Carolina, getting down. Yeah, I got you right now, sure enough. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, I'm over here close to Pineville, North Carolina, where they play the World Championship golf right that year. Copperhead 27. Bye-bye. All right, Copperhead, always a pleasure, big brother. Take care. See you on you later. 27 Twin Towers, Carolina, rocking on. 27 Twin Towers, if you are. Roger, man, I'm just cruising this computer, man. Might have a little bit too much in it, I don't know. Roger, the 625, 27 Twin Towers would have waved that way, man. Making a good trip, and don't check it like it. 27 just got down. Oh, world of sound, 29, Georgia.
Hi, quick, somebody's coming. Whoa, scram!
29, Georgia. Hey, Catfish, 29. 505 or 501, 29, Georgia. Motor Mouth Mall rolling a 5 your way to friendly 5. Where'd you go to, 505? Mouth Mall, I'm on 5 to you.
Whoa! Here, hold it. I'll kill you! Die, Nicholas! I'll kill you! Gotcha! Bullseye! Why, you...
Your hat.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Why...
Well, that's that. Get up here. Sister, looks like you're out of a job. Where's that diner, kid? Hey, let up. Look
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to see is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
This is the city. 2 million people. Almost 1 million kids. The people have tried to plan for them. They've built schools for them to learn in. beaches and parks for them to play in. Most of the kids follow the course as planned. A few of them get lost on the way. When they do, it makes trouble for me. I'm a cop. It was Thursday, April 10th. We were working the day watch out of Juvenile Division. My partner's Frank Smith. The boss is Captain Stein. My name's Friday.
There's somebody way out there in the state of Maine. Did I hear somebody way out there in the state of Maine? The old 999 in the fall line with this 5-inch ground plane, just looking for somebody to talk to. My, what's really going on out there? Well, hey, you know, I figured if I throw a little IRF out there into that hemisphere up there, and maybe it'll bounce back at me. Throw some up there in that ionosphere and see if something come on back. Call me 999 on the phone line, just out here listening. Coming in out there. I feel like I'm sitting on the dock of the bay and I'm hearing the tide rolling in. The old 999 out here in Riverside, California, just out here listening. My, what's really going on out there? out here there. Soul Searcher getting up. How about that 609? That's my neighbor. He's about 15 miles away. 629 in the Buckeye. He's in the Mobile right now. Down that gravel road, you're all by yourself out here in this Yakima receiver. Do you hear me talking to that West Coast station there, Joe? Once again, you're free and cruising this little stretched out 32'5", got down. Hey, Joe, are you there yet? Hey, Joe, you still out there? How about that, Kyle? You got this man-pile. Geyser right back. Yeah, we know you're a one-man man. You gotta be careful as well out there. Roll down, all the way down to the How about that Energizer? You got a copy on the man-pile. 410, all right, Jared, 000. Hey, appreciate the bomb down. No doubt about it. On this wonderful looking Saturday out here. It's looking good. It's feeling good. And that ain't normal, right? This like a Bristol Saturday. Take care. 000. They call me Energizer, and I'm waving this thing good day. Hey, 317 on the left coast. It's going. Well, you know, I went upstairs and got myself this big fat Cohiba and came back and I knew it there. Call me 999 on the phone line out here in Riverside, California. And I'm out here reading the mail. Out that way in Bakersfield, California. About here, where's 3 years? Turn up your overdrive and amplifier one. But I hear you on the freeway 60 and it's real distorted. Really? That's what I'm saying. You want to talk again, you want to sound good. Get that distortion out of there. Sometimes it is, sometimes it don't. How about that, Buckeye? You got a copy out Florida. Just hanging out down here around Sebring, Florida, working the high side of this baby driver, Soul Searcher. Soul Searcher's waving out at the West Coast. Break brave. Maybe 100%. It sounds good over here. kind of sand pile with no conditions. So such a gall. There you are.
Waving chicken man and neighbor.
Does this thing sound overdriven right now?
No, it sounds fine.
Appreciate it. Take him out behind the barn. What you gonna do with him out there, 317? Get back in that bottle, Genie. Get back in that bottle, Genie. Found out last week I have to have a fixation put in the lower part of my back.
Well, if it'll get rid of back problems.
Yeah, I gotta get it fused. Had all those injections that didn't work. I mean, I've been walking around with a fractured spine for about 15 years now. I'm looking northwest now. And I got you in the strawberry patch. Now you right up in here. You right up in here, DB. Damn it, you got like 10 pounds over here. I hope he gets your man right. At least we can try, son. We don't have to have hell in there. T for truck, for child, hell for you. She's the last one on earth, I vote for a dog first, They 317, oh, Johnny, Johnny, gone. You heard Jim lately?
No, I was hoping you had.
Nah, he said he had to start physical therapy or whatever, but I haven't heard from him about a week or so now.
Well, he was having some problems with his kick or chew for a while, so maybe he's got it in the shop and he's off the air. But yeah, I haven't even heard him rolling around the mole.
Hey, hello, round Northern Cal. Hey, hello, round Northern Cal, 455, 455. Hey, hello, round Northern Cal, 455 round North Carolina, 455 in the Carolinas, we standing by. Oh, let's get a ride on this truck train. Wave it, Houdini. Somebody got to go on truck train. Outside of official with a wave. That's 03, that's a Trump train. Get on old Trump's train out there. Let's ride that train, old Trump. Leaving at that Trump train, 999 Riverside. On this Virginia border said you smoking out here. You're living in with Johnny, 999 Riverside Cal. Giving a hand your way. Johnny blowing smoke out here in Riverside. Oh, Johnny waving right back on the Riverside. Got a little bit of Mother Nature going out here right now on this 2950, this 150 watts. With the great big old junkie in there. This 2995 waving a big hand to that 2950, ain't no doubt about it. Tell them to get on that Trump train. Let's ride that Trump train. We don't run right down here. Hey, 225 San Diego. 225 San Diego, 455. 225 San Diego, 455. Tobacco Fields of the Carolinas. Let's go. Yeah, they better tell old man to out there quit covering my little small station. You ain't got no ears, man. You ain't got no ears. No contact on 225, 455. 225, Soul Searcher looking break. 455, while you're standing by outstandingly, 999 Riverside Cal, we're going to hand your way. No contact, no gift. Well, I'll be doggone. I can't even turn my beam. Somebody took my rotor. Wave your hand to that 455 one more time if I can. 999 Riverside Cal. Waving a hand up there in Tobacco Fields, 455. 999 Riverside. Back out. To my radio. Hello, 999. I talk to my radio. Hello, 999. 455 in the Carolinas. Shining good out here in Riverside, 455. Blowing some serious smoke, no doubt. 999 on this fault line, we're going to hand at you. Hey, hello once again. No contact, no get back to SPS land. Matthew Station. Hey, hello around the west side. 455 in Hurricane Matthew Valley, and you stand out. What you got? 10 pound of noise. They ain't got no fucking station. Hello, 225, 455 North Carolina, 455 in the tobacco fields. I'm standing by. No contact. No contact. 455 North Carolina, 455 in the Carolinas. Just got